They called it dangerous, unreliable, even cursed. The Douglas A-26 Invader was despised by the very men it was meant to protect. But what changed? How did this blacklisted bomber become one of the most revered aircraft in military history? This is the story of how an aircraft no one wanted became one of the most versatile warplanes in history. From fiery crashes to incredible feats, the truth about the A-26 Invader will change how you see it forever. Welcome to Historical Digs, where we explore the untold stories of history's greatest machines. Setting the stage. During World War II, air superiority was paramount. The Allied forces faced mounting challenges, including faster enemy fighters, more heavily defended targets, and missions requiring greater speed and precision. The skies had become a deadly chessboard, where every move could tip the balance of the war. The existing bombers, such as the B-17 Flying Fortress and the B-24 Liberator, were increasingly vulnerable. They relied on tight formations and heavy defensive armament to fend off enemy fighters, but these tactics were often ineffective against concentrated attacks, leading to significant losses. Before we dig deeper into the trials and triumphs of the A-26 Invader, hit that like button and subscribe to Historical Digs. Your support helps us bring untold stories from history back to life. Recognizing the need for a more advanced solution, the Douglas A-26 Invader was born, a bomber designed to break free from these constraints. It embodied the most ambitious design philosophies of its time. Spearheaded by legendary engineer Ed Heinemann and his team, the A-26 promised speed, versatility, and devastating striking power. With twin Pratt & Whitney R2800 engines, the A-26 could reach speeds of over 350 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest bombers of its class. Its sleek, streamlined fuselage and laminar flow wings reduced drag and enhanced performance, giving it agility that rivaled many fighter aircraft. The vision was ambitious, a warplane that could carry out bombing raids deep into enemy territory and then pivot to decimate ground targets. It was a true multitasker, built to deliver decisive blows and keep Allied forces one step ahead. But this innovation came with its own challenges. Pilots soon discovered that the Invader's speed demanded precision and skill to navigate. Its advanced systems required careful mastery, and the sleek design, while offering outstanding visibility, also presented some risks in combat. The aircraft's versatile role, capable of performing bombing raids, ground attacks, and reconnaissance, required a fine balance of agility and firepower. The Invader was equipped with up to 14 forward-facing 50-caliber machine guns, and its modular design allowed for reconfiguration between bombing and strafing missions. The nose section could be outfitted with multiple machine guns, or a glass nose for precision bombing. The Invader was poised to change the game, but it wouldn't be easy. Let's explore the turbulence that defined its early years. Early controversy and pilot criticisms. The Douglas A-26 Invader was a marvel of engineering, designed to be faster and more versatile than any bomber before it. But the very features that made it revolutionary on paper caused headaches for the men tasked with flying it. One of the most glaring complaints was the cockpit design. Pilots reported limited visibility, especially during landings. The sleek nose and framing that contributed to its aerodynamic design left blind spots, turning even routine landings into a nerve-wracking ordeal. Adding to their woes was the A-26's high landing speed, which required precise timing and skill. Pilots accustomed to older, more forgiving bombers found themselves struggling to adapt. Many of the frustrations were immortalized in pilot anecdotes. Aviators describe the experience as flying blind into a brick wall of air. You prayed your training stuck. And others lamented, if you couldn't master it quickly, it would master you. The steep learning curve led to widespread frustration during training and early deployments. Reports of mishaps were common, pilots missing runways, struggling with engine failures, or misjudging low-altitude maneuvers. What the engineers called cutting edge, the crews often called a death trap. Despite its promise, the A-26's early days were riddled with controversy. Pilots weren't just fighting the enemy, they were wrestling with their own aircraft. But would these challenges spell failure, or was the Invader destined for redemption? The turning point. The Douglas A-26 Invader may have stumbled at the start, but with critical modifications and combat trials, it began to reveal its true potential as a game-changer in the skies. Engineers responded to pilot concerns with a series of improvements. The cockpit design was modified, expanding visibility for landing and combat maneuvers. Adjustments to control systems refined handling, especially at low altitudes. These changes turned a daunting aircraft into a pilot's ally. With these refinements, the A-26 began to shine on the battlefield. In missions across Europe and the Pacific, its speed and firepower proved invaluable. Able to outrun many enemy fighters and carry heavier payloads than its predecessors, the A-26 delivered devastating strikes while offering unmatched versatility. Compared to earlier bombers, the Invader's sleek design and twin-engine power plant gave it an edge. It wasn't just a bomber, it was a precision weapon capable of executing roles that no other aircraft could match. As the A-26 racked up successes, the initial skepticism began to fade. Pilots who once dreaded flying the Invader now praised it for its reliability and effectiveness in combat. The A-26 Invader's legacy. The story of the A-26 Invader didn't end with World War II. Far from it. Its combination of speed, firepower, and versatility ensured it would remain a vital part of military operations for decades to come. In Korea, the Invader was called upon again, excelling in night bombing missions and providing close air support. Its adaptability allowed it to fill critical gaps, proving invaluable in the fight against North Korean and Chinese forces. Later, during the Vietnam War, the A-26, now redesignated as the B-26, took on new life as a counterinsurgency aircraft, delivering precision strikes and conducting reconnaissance in the most challenging conditions. What made the Invader so unique was its ability to adapt. Whether it was high-altitude bombing, low-level ground support, or even intelligence gathering, the A-26 excelled in any role it was assigned. Few aircraft could claim such versatility across so many theaters of war. Historians often point to the A-26's durability and effectiveness as hallmarks of its design. It wasn't just a warplane, it was a symbol of innovation and resilience, earning its place among the greatest aircraft in history. Even when more modern planes entered service, the Invader's reliability kept it flying long past its expected lifespan. Today, the A-26 lives on as a cherished piece of aviation history. Preserved in museums and flown at air shows around the world, these aircraft remind us of a time when ingenuity and determination shaped the skies. Enthusiasts and historians alike continue to honor its legacy, ensuring the Invader's story is never forgotten. From World War II to Vietnam, its service defined an era. and its legacy continues to inspire future generations. Lessons from the A-26 story. The story of the Douglas A-26 Invader is more than a tale of a warplane. It's a lesson in resilience, innovation, and the power of adaptation. At its debut, the A-26 faced harsh criticism. Pilots were frustrated, and its advanced design seemed to be more of a liability than an asset. But rather than accept defeat, the creators of the Invader listened to feedback and made crucial adjustments. This willingness to adapt turned skepticism into confidence and failure into success. The A-26's journey reminds us that progress often meets resistance, and true innovation requires persistence. By embracing change and learning from its critics, the Invader evolved into one of the most respected aircraft in history, a symbol of how adaptability can transform challenges into triumphs. Closing thoughts. The Douglas A-26 Invader story is one of transformation. From a bomber that pilots once dreaded to a warplane celebrated for its speed, versatility, and resilience, the Invader stands as a testament to innovation and adaptability in the face of adversity. But the A-26 isn't the only aircraft with a remarkable journey. What's your favorite story of an aircraft overcoming the odds? Share it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy this story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating tales of aviation history. And don't forget to check out these other videos for more untold stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.